The Samsung Galaxy S23 and the Xiaomi 13 are two of the best compact phones of 2023. Both are amazing in many ways, and honestly, if you are on a hunt for a small phone, then these two should be on top of your list. But which one is better? In this video I am going to compare these two devices, and in the end I am going to give you my sincere opinion on which one I think is the best compact phone of the year. When it comes to the build quality, both phones look and feel amazing in the hand. That's because they are made of glass with aluminum sides. On the front, both are identical with flat displays and minimal, symmetrical bezels all around. The middle frame, on the other hand, is slightly curved on the S23, while it is flat on the Xiaomi 13. However, both feel great and are easy to hold. While both devices are in black color, you can see the S23 is matte, while the Xiaomi 13 is glossy and attracts fingerprints quite a bit. For this reason, I prefer the back of the S23. The camera modules are also very different, but I like both their implementations since they are unique. When it comes to durability, both are great, and I don't have any scratches, and so far, I haven't dropped either of them. Both phones are also IP68 dust and water resistant. The Samsung Galaxy S23 comes with a 6.1-inch display, while the Xiaomi 13 is slightly bigger at 6.36 inches, but it doesn't feel bigger at all since the screen is a bit taller and almost as narrow as the S23. Both are OLED panels, and both have full HD resolutions. They are also identical when it comes to the refresh rate, as both go up to 120 Hz. I also didn't find any differences when it comes to brightness, and even though on paper the Xiaomi 13 should be a tad bit brighter, in real life they are identical, and I never had any trouble viewing content outside. When it comes to colors, personally, I prefer how the Galaxy displays the content. The Xiaomi 13 is also really good and displays excellent colors, but I feel like Samsung is doing a slightly better job, and I enjoy the content more on the S23. When it comes to the software, by the time of making this video, both devices have already been updated with Android 14, and I am enjoying all the new features. Both phones are identical when it comes to performance since they are powered by the same Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset. They can handle everything you throw at them. Everyday apps and even heavy games run perfectly, and I never experienced any sort of lag. The base storage on both phones is 128GB with 8GB of RAM, and both have options up to 512GB. As you can see, I have the base storage for the S23, but for the Xiaomi 13 I opted for the 256GB model. Since I have a lot of phones, I don't really care if my secondary device has only 128GB of storage, but if you are planning to buy one of these phones you should go for 256GB or more. Let's shift our focus now to the cameras, and here both devices deliver. They have triple cameras on the back consisting of main, ultra-wide and telephoto sensors. When it comes to pictures taken with their main cameras, both phones do a fantastic job with pictures in daylight and in low light. Both have their unique style on how they process pictures, and personally I like both implementations and I can't pick a winner. The S23 is usually a bit more vibrant, while the Xiaomi 13 displays more natural colors. The ultra-wide camera is slightly more refined on the S23, while this particular lens isn't as good on the Xiaomi. This is especially noticeable at night, where the S23 is always brighter and sharper. With their telephoto sensors at 3x we have the opposite results, and here the Xiaomi 13 is able to produce more detailed pictures, but when we zoom in even further the S23 retains more details. When it comes to video recording at 8K they aren't as good, but at 4K the results are amazing. For videos the S23 is a bit more consistent, but the Xiaomi 13 isn't far behind. When it comes to the front cameras here, I prefer the Galaxy S23. The Xiaomi 13 usually takes sharper pictures with more details with faces, but skin colors are always more accurate on the S23. Videos taken with their front cameras are definitely better on the Galaxy because it can record up to 4K at 60 fps, while the Xiaomi 13 is only limited at 1080p at 30 fps. Overall, when it comes to the cameras, I would say that the S23 is a more complete package, but this doesn't mean that the Xiaomi is bad. In contrast, during my usage there were many cases where I preferred the results of the 13 and other cases where I preferred the S23. I believe that whichever phone you'll end up choosing you will be happy with their cameras. When it comes to audio quality, they have been very similar. Both devices have stereo speakers and for the most part the sound they offer is more or less the same with similar max volume. With this particular category there isn't a clear winner. Now let's talk about the battery life, and here the Xiaomi 13 is a clear winner. For its size, the S23 has a great battery life and it almost lasts me a full day even with heavy usage. It has by far the best battery life from a compact Samsung phone, but the Xiaomi 13 lasts me a day and a half with a single charge. When I first got the Xiaomi 13, I was stunned by its performance when it came to the battery life. Charging is also a win for the Xiaomi since it supports up to 67 watts while the S23 is stuck at 25 watts. Wireless charging and wireless power share are also much faster on the Xiaomi, while on the S23 I barely use these features since they are very slow. Both phones come with in-display fingerprint scanners. On the S23 it is ultrasonic while on the Xiaomi 13 it is optical. Unlocking the device using the fingerprint scanner is much faster on the Xiaomi, but both work 100%. The S23 fingerprint scanner is still very fast, but Xiaomi's option is lightning quick. They can also be opened with face unlock, and just like with the fingerprint scanners both work every time, but Xiaomi is much faster. The face unlock on the Xiaomi is so fast and works in every angle that many times when I grab it, even when I am trying to put it in my pocket, I notice it has been unlocked unintentionally. For this reason, I had to disable the raise to wake feature. Finally, let's talk about prices. Where I live in Kosovo, both phones retain at $650 for their base storages, but they can be found used at around $500. For these prices, I think both phones offer an amazing value for money and I recommend them to everyone who asks me about them. While both are fantastic devices, personally, I lean more towards the S23. I used them both for a while and I like them equally, but in my opinion the Galaxy S23 is a little bit more user-friendly and for the general masses that aren't into tech but just want a compact phone with amazing specifications. The Xiaomi 13 has its strengths with biometrics and the battery life, but the S23 offers a better software experience and overall, a more complete camera system. For me, the Samsung Galaxy S23 is the best compact phone of 2023, but the Xiaomi 13 is close second. If you are planning to buy any of these phones, or if you already have them, let me know your experience in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, and for more content like this please consider subscribing to my channel.